Welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast, and we're coming at you with Christmas cheer from, I'm going to assume, the North Pole. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We are doing a blind commentary on the Christmas Chronicles 2 because all of us decided we only want to have to watch this movie once. So we are paused at the 8-second mark. We're going to go around the sleigh, I think, maybe the Christmas tree, not really sure, again, blind commentary, and meet the fellow bros. First, as always, to my left, we have the mayor himself. Now, Horn, since I have no idea what this movie is about, I'm just going to ask you a general question. If you were the actual mayor of the North Pole, what is some policies that you would change?
Oh boy, well, the elves protest a lot, so you have to know that whatever legislation I'm going to pass, there's going to be issues.
Can't please everybody.
You can't, or anyone. Honestly, Brian, what's your name again?
The fuck?
What'd they do last year, Jeff? Defund the reindeer?
I believe so. What was the line from the first one? It was, what was their last name? It was like a Tucker never forgets or something. I don't know. Hey, I'm here to have a fucking blast. This looks absolutely fucking awful, and Tyrese is in it, so this is going to be a mess.
All right, and to his right, we have our enforcer in the paint, Matthew F. Geiger. Now, Geiger, as the head of the security force in the North Pole, again, how do you feel about all these elf protests we've been having?
I mean, I don't see a lot of them because I'm, taller than them. I'll have to look down. However, freedom of protest is a right at the North Pole, so they can exercise it freely as long as, no one gets hurt. Or, the one time I think we had one elf run over 18 other elves, and I had a lawsuit on my hands, and, I had to go to court and explain what the fuck happened. And the blood really winds up on my hands. It's my sole duty to keep the North Pole safe, which you kids at home probably think it's an easy job. It's not. There's a lot of fucking fights and shit that goes on in the North Pole. We're not the perfect country either.
Was that one of those elderly elves that shouldn't have really had a driver's license and drove through an outdoor cafe?
I mean, yeah, he had tenure, so he thought he could get away with anything. But there are still stuff that you can get fired for being an elf.
I think your biggest accomplishment, both of you guys, was decriminalizing hallucinogenic candy canes. So congratulations on that.
I'm glad you said that. That's good.
Yin and yang, though, because the toy production went way down after we did that.
Well,
the Dorito consumption went.
All right, guys. Again, we are paused at the 8-second mark. We are going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. Ho ho ho! I don't know, something like that.
I gotta say, when this came out, we did a commentary on the original one. I think it was 2 years ago. This was the kind of the surprise of the season. I really liked the first one.
It was a ton of fun, if I remember. I don't remember anything else about it, but I remember enjoying the elves.
I'm assuming this will be like the Santa Claus, where the first one's great, and then all the sequels, it's just wow, what happened here?
That's probably a safe assumption.
Are we starting the South Pole?
Was this on our radar whenever we were talking about 2020 movies? Did we even know that? Is this going to be a once-year thing? Are they just going to come out with the Christmas Chronicles?
I hope so. I mean, you have to have more than 2 to actually make it Chronicles, right?
I guess it's true. So here we're in the South Pole where we know nothing goes. This is like Cabo San Lucas. And this, of course, is the villain from Deadpool 2. Julian Dennison.
Okay, I don't remember any. I thought this was a realistic movie. I know there's real people, but I don't remember these things, I guess.
No, the first one was all elves and...
Okay.
That's I remember loving the elves. Except they didn't look like this.
And I'm just going to call it right now. If Kate Hudson shows up and that's their daughter and she's the new Santa Claus, I'm just going to quit. I'm quitting. Quitting life.
All right. Well, I'll start looking at applications for Matt.
Get your resume.
Do it. We get that they're a family in real life, but why? Why are we doing this?
Wow, a VHS.
Wow. Did that say 1998?
I think so. I think what we're establishing here is he is related to Santa. And
wait, that shit says 2018 at the bottom.
Yeah, well, this is from the first Christmas Chronicles, what he's watching now.
Oh.
And we did a commentary on that. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us if it's good. I don't remember it.
That's the character Kate, played by Darby Camp.
Who was actually pretty good, if I remember right. She kind of reminded me of the girl from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Oh, we'll break in the.
So who's this guy?
This is Julian Dennison playing Bicenickel, according to IMDb.
Someone that hates Christmas, Banner.
Oh, right.
So he's either the villain or Jewish. Or both. Guys, my Tyrese...
All our German subscribers, he's both, apparently. I don't know.
My Tyrese radar is going off. I feel like he's about to show up. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
So fucking hilarious. Because he's
one and
louder
only.
than everyone else.
It's got to be in Cancun.
They surely overpaid for him, right?
What is overpaying for Tyrese? Paying him?
Yeah, like anything. Didn't Vin Diesel give him like $1 million to just shut the fuck up?
It was The Rock who said... The Rock said he would pay him $1 million to never make another album again.
How literally did Tyrese find time in 2020 to like do something like a movie like this? I mean, I know they filmed this probably in around 2019, maybe early 2020, but I mean, Tyrese's plate is pretty full.
Yeah, for sure. This is the shithead brother from the first one, who's giving me like a skim milk Dane DeHaan feel. You getting that too, Banner?
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe like light cottage cheese, Dane DeHaan.
Oh, so their mom is dating Tyrese now.
Yeah, I'd be pissed about that too.
I would too, yeah.
Because why?
Just because he's boisterous, Matt. Nothing to do with anything else. It's just loud.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it. The mom says to the son, what's the son's name? Let me look it up again. Teddy. She's like, Teddy, is this because Bob's black? And Teddy goes, Bob's black?
I didn't even know that.
Wow, no, I
We're in Cancun. Everyone has a tan, you know.
Yeah, he just sucks, Mom.
He's a Lions fan. That's actually my issue with him.
So would you guys rather spend Christmas in like Breckenridge, Colorado during a snowstorm or here?
Breckenridge.
Breckenridge for sure.
I'd rather here, but that's because I think it's because I was raised more northern than you boys were raised in better weather.
To me, if you go to like
there's
Cabo,
just something about a white Christmas that like
there's white sand.
Now, if there was a way for me to spend like 3 days in Cancun, not have to travel, but it's snow and have a white Christmas, and then I go back to the beach, yeah, that'd be cool.
If you go to the beach for Christmas, I almost feel like you're trying to get away from Christmas.
This kid looks like the kid in Hook.
Yep.
Who's one of the Lost Boys who looks
100%.
like he's 48, but he's 10 somehow.
Yeah, he aged real well.
He looks like if JP from Angels in the Outfield fell asleep hanging upside down and then woke up. His forehead would have grown 3 inches.
Looks like if JP from Angel in the Outfield got like a wasp sting on his forehead.
Looks like if David Allen Greer was 10 years younger.
What a reference.
and 6 feet shorter.
Now, Matt, in Cabo San Lucas, these two kids can order a round of shots because that's a real fucking country.
They can also work 20 hours a day if they want to.
They walk up to the bar and the guy's like, how'd you guys get out of the kitchen?
So is this kid Tyrese's son?
What makes you think that?
Would explain.
They have the same kind of nose.
3 reasons why you think that.
No, they have the same sense of humor, right?
They're mixing
I'm
families.
Gonna go out on a limb here and say they both suck at acting.
I'm trying to think actually, like, what has Tyrese been in that isn't the Fast and Furious in like the last 8 years? He was in like one of the ride-alongs, I think.
He was Transformers, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, but none of the ones in the last 8 years. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
he was in like.
I forgot they make one every year.
2, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys this and everyone listening. This is why I will never get divorced, because you're going to have to go with somebody who's already been married with kids. It's basically like an NFL franchise that gets like a recycled head coach that's already coached somewhere else and went 8-8, but somehow you think if you get them that you're going to go 12-4 and go to the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. It's not. Just stick with what you got.
Look at Wade Phillips' life, and if that's what you want, but the relationship.
That is a divorce thing. Just look at Wade Phillips' life. Or like Jack Del Rio or Ron Rivera or someone like that.
Man, first world problems. A kid with an all-inclusive trip to Cabo San Lucas and She wishes upon a star to get out. God.
Wow, that's deep. She wishes her dad never existed.
Damn.
Jeez. Put her
I
on
mean,
the naughty
come on,
list.
guys. Drinking Corona right here on December 24th, you'd be with me. You guys don't even know how to snowboard anyway.
Yeah, you know
You
what,
didn't
Geiger?
mention the
You talked me
Corona.
into it. You're right.
Would you rather learn how to surf or snowboard on December 24th? I mean, come on.
One good thing.
I don't really. If I was there though, I wouldn't be able to stand up to learn how to surf or snowboard.
Matt, I don't know if you remember, their mom was in According to Jim.
I was about to say, I was like, she's in something. I know, and yes, I do remember her now. She was like the sister
of his wife. Yeah, like his
yeah, his like wife's sister, because his wife was the hot chick who's also in 2.5 Men.
And she was in like Beverly Hills 90210, I think, or one of those. Yeah.
So is she dating David Allen Greer or Tyrese? I'm confused.
Who, the mom?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see how the weekend goes.
Okay.
They're both in play. Okay, if you sent me in the mail tickets to a slumber party, what kind of parent is sending their kid to that? That has a pedophile ring written all over it. Actually, it literally might be written on the ticket if you look at it closely.
I don't know. Most pedophiles are pretty tech savvy. They'll probably send a Facebook invite.
Yeah, like worst case, an email.
Are chat rooms still a thing? Remember when that was like the main place for child predators?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you just you have a picture to go with it, so it's way safer. Like 40% of the time it's them.
The girls
and 20% of the time it's them not 10 years ago.
She's like, Mom, the continental breakfast was just oatmeal and fruit. We have to get the fuck out of here.
So her dad's still alive, right?
No, he died. That was like the whole first one. It was their first Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Remember he was like the fire chief and he died on the job?
Oh, yeah. So how do you think he thinks about this new relationship with Tyrese in heaven?
Well, I think
she failed up, right?
I think he wants to run Tyrese's name through the database that he has at work. Just as a precaution. I mean, my kids are with him.
And it's not because of the color of his skin, or I'd do it with anybody. Judging.
Listen, for the sake of us not offending any listeners, Tyrese needs to get out of this movie real quick. Because I don't know how much longer we can. This is us holding back.
And I love Tyrese, actually.
I love your son.
I mean, Fast and the Furious, I give it shit, but he is not the problem with the Fast and the Furious. If you have a problem with it,
Fast and the Furious is the problem with Fast and the Furious.
I loved him in Four Brothers.
I thought he was pretty good in Transformers too. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves.
She's flying home by herself.
Is she using a remote control to call somebody?
No, it's
Just
smartphone.
Actually, it's not that big a cell phone. It's just because she's like 10.
Oh, it's just a large tablet. Excuse me.
What was the Hawaiian shirt budget for this film? $1.6 million.
Is Tyrese too good to wear a Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah, that's in his contract.
Look, you're in fucking Cancun. Why are you wearing a sweater?
Do you think Tyrese was just on his couch, just like eating Doritos? His agent called him, was like, listen, I got a role for you. And he's like, thank God. He's like, Christmas Chronicles 2. And he's like, how the fuck do I fit into that? He's like, oh, don't worry. We'll fit you in.
They did the Wakanda Forever? Jesus.
I disagree, Matt. I think he's more of a Flamin' Hot Cheetos guy, not a Doritos guy.
Oh, that's the part you disagree with. Okay.
Do they still make those in 3D?
God, I miss 3D chips.
I do too.
Guys, if we're being honest about this whole pedophile ring, we better look at Teddy.
So, what if this
we bet him? I'm just saying.
What if at the end it's like a split thing, and this all takes place on Epstein Island?
Wow, mind blown. I mean, we see where Teddy's attention is.
There's the kids club.
If it's anything like the Burger King Kids Club, I'm in. That thing fucking rocked.
Dude, I haven't had Burger King forever. Burger King's way better than McDonald's. Comment below, but
nothing is smarter than 3 kids between the ages of 7 and 15 splitting up in a foreign country.
this can't turn out bad, right?
And actually, since it's Mexico, and even though it's like pretty close to if they live in California, which I'm guessing they do, it's a movie, so you either live in California, New York, or Chicago. Mexico is more dangerous than if they were in like London.
Oh yeah. Let's just hope the kids club doesn't have the same rules as Augusta National, because that kid might not get in.
Even if he breaks the course record as a rookie, he's still like, I don't know, we should invite him back next year.
Like, we'll make an exemption. What does that mean? No, I'm in the tournament. You yourself are in the tournament, sir? All right, so this guy...
kid something else too?
Yeah, he's in Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah. And it's a guy?
Yeah. And his name's Darby?
Not that it matters.
The girl's name is Darby.
2020, you can be
in
anything
real life.
you want.
She's Darby Camp. This is Julian Dennison.
Oh, Julian, that's better.
His photo on IMDb is great.
What in the fuck is this magic trickery?
It's called magic trickery.
Okay, so we're doing this already.
Yeah, so he's like the South Pole. Well, we got to get in the Christmas spirit here, Matt. We can't do that in Cabo San Lucas.
Well, we're in a fucking jungle, and now we have magic that somehow... I mean, I know Santa's going to come in on his fucking sleigh here in a second, but come on here.
So his character of Bicenickel saw that Kate, played by Darby Camp, spent last Christmas with Santa, and Bicenickel obviously has some relationship with Santa, and he's angry at him. So I believe he's trying to kidnap her to use as extortion.
Is he Santa's illegitimate kid?
I believe that could be what the relationship
I'm thinking that's where we're going towards.
I mean, the DNA test came back inconclusive. Doesn't even look like Santa, but whatever.
I don't know. They got the belly.
This kid's going to freeze to death in 2 seconds. One thing that bothers me in movies when someone says, and I get why they're doing it, it's going to be okay, but she doesn't have any problem solving. Like, how?
Like, you're 8. How do you know?
Yeah, just with a wing and a prayer, we're going to be fine. We're not going to freeze.
Just because your family's rich, that doesn't always...
Must be nice.
Whoa. Here's some production for you.
All right.
This is okay.
About time
I like the sleigh. I liked it in the first one, too.
Yeah, I did, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know one thing, though, that I can already tell is going to happen, only 15 minutes in? The shittier this movie gets, the more I'm going to miss the original.
The original, like, I remember, I hated it for like half an hour, and then I watched it, and it wasn't that bad. It was actually kind of a guilty pleasure. I haven't watched it yet this year, though.
At this point, we're at 50-50 shot. I watch it right after we get off here. But as the movie goes on, there's a much higher chance of me watching it. So why do they want to catch the snow leopard?
I think it's just training the reindeer.
Why not? Just fun.
This is
a big game hunting.
It's like his practice facility here inside the bubble, obviously.
Can we all agree though this one isn't starting off on the right foot yet?
Absolutely.
Like, this is kind of like, I think, what was it, Jeff? 40 minutes in of Last Jedi, when I looked at you, I said, this movie better get good pretty fucking quick. And you're like, or what? Like, what are you going to do?
Then a manatee tit was busted out and Luke milked it. And we said, well, let's point of no. Then Leia sucked herself back in the ship. And we said, point of
a lot of shit went wrong after that. It was like a Buffalo Bills Super Bowl. Like, it just kind of started. Like, nothing went right.
He's like, 2 dead kids. I'll get a shitload for these on eBay. So Bicenickel, this feels like a trap. Yeah.
I think you guys are better at me than this. I'm not sure what this is. If this is green screen or whatever it is, looks kind of cool.
So it's practical for like the ground and the snow, and then everything behind them is probably green screen.
Yeah, the kids look legit though.
Yeah,
they look dead.
It almost looks like Jeff. Do you think this could have been, or no? They don't have the money. Never mind. I was gonna ask if you think this could have been filmed in. Was it called The Volume, where they filmed The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I wonder if any other studio yet has technology like that, because that feels like a huge money saver in the long run.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like it saves you on rendering and CGI because they can do the effects live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt, and for those of you at home, what it is it's basically a giant domed room where they can project any kind of background or foreground that they want on the screen, and the actors are reacting to the actual scenery that's around
Yeah.
them.
If you've ever seen Entourage, when Vince was doing Aquaman 2, I believe, like he was in like a dome on, he was like
Yeah.
up in the air by a green screen type thing, kind of like that.
Oh shit.
Ooh, that thing is way bigger than I thought it was.
It's because there's no way it's that big.
That's what she said. You know what I just remembered? When the first one came out, we tweeted about the elves. Remember, there was a scene where the elves fight like some drug dealers in Central Park.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And one of the actors who played the drug dealer tweeted back at us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he found the tweet because I definitely didn't know who he was.
Goldie Hawn still looks gorgeous.
She does.
Oh yeah.
This just goes to show if you don't have a lot of work done, you'll hold up in the long run.
Yes. As long as you just eat your vegetables and get some
You just got to
sleep
weather
and
the
don't
storm.
do blow.
Oh, you lost me on that last one.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
a little
not going
blow.
to tell you not to do blow. I'm not.
Just
Not
a-
all the blow.
One bump just to get my head right. God. Now, I got to ask both of you guys, because this was sort of the issue in the first, not issue, but the big hot button topic. So there's a lot of creative liberties taken. Those are the elves, right? Like, traditionally, that's not what we think elves look like. Banner, what was your original thought, and has it changed now after having like about a year and a half to marinate on?
I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't thought about it in probably about a year and a half, but I like them. I think I'm always accepting and open to a new take on something, and I like it. I really like them speaking Elfish.
Yes.
I think that is a huge plus for them taking the liberties that they took.
Tiger, how about you?
I love it too. And especially because I think if we had like 20 short people or whatever I can call them, 20 short people walking around here, it just kind of take us out of the movie. I like that they're kind of like little gremlin looking elves. They look like Keebler elves or something. It works for me, and I like their little language. They were they stole the show in the first one to me.
They did. That's what has me a little worried for this movie. I think there's we'll have to come up with a term for it, Brian, for like other movies, but like the issue with the Minions is because people like them, the studio then thinks, oh, so we need to make them way more prevalent in the film. But they're like Tabo Cephalosha. He's very helpful on a championship team, but that doesn't mean he needs to take 20 shots.
Yeah, you have to stay in your lane, right? That was part of what made the first one enjoyable. Because thinking back, going, okay, hey, let's do Christmas Chronicles 2. I'm trying to remember what happened in the first one. All I remember was I loved the elves. And they were just sprinkled in relatively conservatively. And that's what made them so good.
So I actually remember the first one fairly well. Let me sum it up in about 15 seconds, just in case either our listeners haven't heard it or it might be good for us. So I believe this family are the Fosters, Kate and her brother Teddy. Their dad passed away. It's their first Christmas without him. They catch Santa Claus, played by Kurt Russell, of course, coming to their house. They jump on his sled and it crash lands. And the spirit of Christmas meter is dropping as he's not able to deliver gifts. And so they spend the rest of the night with the help of his elves, who come sort of as an emergency rescue method to get him through his night's worth of delivering gifts.
As they should.
Correct. Darby,
and it was something about she had to believe in Christmas before it would work, right?
I think Teddy was like sort of the litmus test.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, he was the one who was like, he was getting into some shit since his dad passed away. He was hanging out around a 7-Eleven and he made out with a chick that had oral herpes and he was just trending downward.
It's fine though. I mean, it was curable, right?
He got an ointment, but I don't know. Early results were not looking good.
What do you think Santa and Mrs. Claus fight about?
Well, what does Santa do when he's gone for 24 hours?
She's like, last night was December 23rd. Why were you out all night?
I mean,
practice run, babe.
It's December 25th in some countries. That's what he'd say.
You know what's great? I can imagine like Christmas Eve. She's like, honey, would you mind hanging up your jacket? He's like, Christmas Eve? You're going to fucking get on to me?
Like, you know how busy I am.
Babe, just hang it up. You know, I
I
like a
just
clean
thought
home.
before you went, we could have some together time and just have a nice dinner. Like, I'm extremely busy. I don't have
Oh, I'm
time.
sorry. I didn't realize manners took a holiday as well. That's an
So you're
interesting.
married to a professional athlete going from town to town, and you're thinking that, he's going to cheat on you. What do you think Santa's fucking doing that night?
Do you think he has
A lot
time
of
to be
single
like?
moms out
I
there.
was gonna say, do you
Surely
think
he gets a hall pass, right?
He should.
what's Matthew McConaughey's line in Wolf of Wall Street about why he needs to jack off like 11 times a day? He just can't let
Keeps
that
keeps
build
his
up.
mind right. That and cocaine.
So I'll briefly say why I think the Santa, because I think the Santa Claus is sort of going to become analogous, not in terms of how good it is, but like the methodology in planning an original versus sequels to this movie. Like the original, we meet Santa in the real world. That's a fun dynamic. The sequels, they always feel like they need to up the ante. And I don't think in movies I'm interested in seeing the North Pole. Like in the Polar Express, I talked about this last episode. I love the movie until the train gets to the North Pole. So maybe that's a me problem.
No, I agree with you. I've made this statement similar to how I felt about Solo. Part of the allure of the North Pole is the mystery of it. We don't know
Yes.
what it is.
100%.
Keep it that way. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm perfectly fine with Santa's sleigh being a piece of shit and breaking down every year, and we have to figure out how to fix it in new, even quirkier ways. I'm okay with that.
The North Pole aspect is just anytime it's on a mystical like continent or planet or something, you're just like, okay, it's too fucking much.
Are
Maybe
these
10% of the movie,
are
but
these
this movie is
elves
going to take place
paparazzi?
solely on the North Pole until the third act is what I'm feeling like.
The elf paparazzi Santa's like, look, while I have you here, you're not with TMZ. These elves are actually the ones who got Princess Di killed. So they're kind of assholes. Yeah, I'm already thinking Banner Minions theory. I think they're going to give us too much of the elves.
Yeah. So far, they don't have a whole lot to do, so I'm okay with it. They're in it a lot, but they aren't doing very much, and I'm okay with that.
The Santa Claus, the first one, did go to the North Pole. I think it was in the first act, but only for about 10, 15 minutes. Then it went back in the third act for a very short time, and that was it. But during the North Pole scene, when he met the elves and Bernard and the
Mhm.
one little chick who's seeing somebody and rapping, like it was funny. It was actually good.
And also, that was cool because they actually used the North Pole less about like, oh, look at all the magic and mysticism, and more. It was really just like exposition. Like they had to explain the plot for the rest of the movie by
Yeah.
him.
They
This is what it.
also kind of made the North Pole and the elves, they ran it like a business, where this is more running it like a city, I guess, or like a college dorm room.
You're just fucking. It's just like chewy gumdrops. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it is a college dorm room. Yeah.
So do they still have an open relationship, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn?
It's look, it's not explicitly said, but I mean, if you don't think she's, Mrs. Popular up here at the North Pole, she's like the only human chick, of age.
How many elves would it take to like equal
I don't
like
think
one
we
of
need to do it.
Santa's candy canes?
Uh, well,
We all know Santa is notoriously small.
we do.
Brian saw him one night when he was a kid. And for some reason, Santa had it tucked under and was dancing in front of him.
Best night of my life.
Is this the guy from the first one that kept eating stuff?
Yes.
Bjorn, yeah, Bjorn, that's my guy.
Yeah.
They're all
He's the one that pulled out the chainsaw, right?
Yeah, he was gonna cut the guy's dick off.
Yeah.
Might have actually. I think they just cut away.
There,
at this point.
there's a documentary on Santa, like the Neverland one. Santa was like, it was the 80s. A lot of people were experimenting with drugs. I was privy to that. It was a different time. Kids were fair game. Now I know better. What do you want from me?
Can you imagine like the union of these guys? Because they're all Bjorn. Obviously they're all Swedish. They have much different labor laws there. Santa's like, I'm not beholden to the Swedish government. Does Mrs. Claus, Matt, I got to ask you this. I know it's a stupid question. Does she only have the job here because she's married to Santa?
No, it's sexist. You think that she
Okay.
was the most qualified person for the job. She's the only human there. She blows Santa, and that's the only criteria you need to know at this time. Go look up her resume on LinkedIn sometime. Blow you away. You'll want to hire her. You'll fire yourself so she can have your job.
Graduated with honors.
Dude, this place looks like Mardi Gras right now after a Saints win.
Banner, it was South Pole State. She couldn't get into SPU.
South Pole State just gave her bigger scholarship money, Matt. That had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. It's a party school. We all know it.
The South Pole State White Leopards.
Number 7 on Playboy's party school list.
They get night. Santa wears his old South Pole University lacrosse t-shirt.
And he goes up there with a lacrosse stick. He's like, "What? I just want to show you some of my old moves."
Or it'd be like hockey.
It's like, if I didn't have a shoulder injury, I would have been in the MLL. Like, yeah, but no one fucking cares about that.
Can I have a hot opinion on something? Snow angels are over fucking rated.
They're the worst.
I don't
get why people make one without having a footprint.
Snowballs are cool, but everyone's like snow angels. I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Make a snowman or throw a snowball. Like, that's cool when snow flies, but I've never made a snow angel.
There's nothing like making a good snowman.
God,
I haven't made a snowman in so long.
I haven't either. True fact, we're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of snow here in my neck of the woods tonight. So pretty excited.
In your neck of the woods?
Yeah.
Not in our neck of the woods.
It's going to be like 20 degrees where he is the next couple days.
Oh. Yeah. No, you guys are like 75 and sunny. It's fine. You're only 2.5 hours away.
Not tomorrow. It's supposed to be cold. Snowmen, though, Banner, this is the misconception on that. Like, you can't just have snow. It's got to be a certain type of snow.
Oh, yeah, it does. It's got to be real packable. It has to be able to be
packed, yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be able to pack, which I'm not sure. Like, it can't be, like, watery, right? Like,
Yeah, but then there's also a fine line, because have you guys ever had the ones where, like, you just start to roll and
it can't be too
takes
fluffy.
all the snow up from the grass? You can't have that either.
Guys, this dinner doesn't look keto-friendly. She's like, "Now I know you have type 2 diabetes. Will this kill you?" Like, yes.
I need to just brush my teeth looking at God, those brownies.
You take that yellow frosting off and we can talk.
See, I
don't know what that green stuff in it was, but if it's what I think it is, I'm super excited.
I'll take steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy over sweets any day of the week. Sweets are just not
absolutely.
Like, even at Thanksgiving, like, when people bring out the sweets, I'm like, I'm just going to have some more turkey and stuffing and stuff. Like, I'll have maybe a sliver of pecan pie or something. I'm just not a sweet person.
Oh, yeah, Kate. Here in about 30 minutes, you're going to be having a great time.
He's like, "Actually, Kate, those are the wrong brownies, but it's too late now, so."
Might as well finish it. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Just steer into the skid.
Like, listen, before I was Santa, I was actually a really good-looking actor. So, you know, we've done a lot of crazy stuff.
Let's pull up the projector and show the kid. No, they don't want to see that.
Crap. Oh, no, it's fine, sweetie. Tango and Cash isn't. Well, don't show him that one.
God, Tango and Cash. Is that his best movie? Probably.
It's up there.
It's up there.
My favorite of his is kind of a cult classic, but 3,000 Miles of Graceland with him and Costner is one of my favorites of his.
It's a great one.
Fuck, what's that movie I told you about where, like, the trucker runs him off the road?
Oh, yeah. You just watched it like a couple months ago. I remember.
Yeah, let me look it up. Sleeper film, because it was around that time, too.
What's Goldie in, besides Overboard?
That's a great question.
Like, that's a question for our moms. Like, I just don't know any Goldie Hawn
I feel
movies.
like our moms could just rattle off 15.
And she's not like, what's her name? Farrah Fawcett that was in a TV show, was she? Is that where she got famous? Or did she just get famous for being on a subpar 80s movie and banging Kurt Russell?
Breakdown, by the way, is the Kurt Russell movie.
I mean, look, if all you had to do is bang Kurt Russell and you could be in her shoes, I'd do it.
Guys, Goldie Hawn, not a good filmography, man.
No, she's not.
Huge. So after Overboard, it took 3 years for her to be in another film. Bird on a Wire with Mel Gibson.
That's Agent's fault, though. Right?
Unless she was having Kate Hudson at that point.
Which, yeah, she probably was. But still. She's in the first Wives Club, the Out of Towners. Then after the Out of Towners, 2-year gap.
So, fun fact about Kurt Russell, he actually played Elvis in a TV documentary. And the reason he did is because it happened at the World's Fair, an Elvis movie back in the day. Kurt Russell, a kid actor, kicked Elvis in the shin. And that's where he fell in love with Elvis.
That's pretty cool.
You should see it. It's actually it's like a iconic movie history scene where like he comes up and Elvis is like, "Kid, get out of here," and he kicks him in the shin. And Elvis is like jumping around like it hurts really bad.
Well, I mean, if IMDb is correct, this also says he briefly in an uncredited role voiced Elvis in Forrest Gump. Is there like a TV clip or something where Elvis is in that briefly?
No, it'd be when Elvis stayed at Forrest's mom's house. And Forrest is moving his hips. He's like, "Hey, show me that movie you did there, son. Slow it down some." He's like, "It felt good. I moved my hips to the music."
You don't, when you stay at someone's house, you don't look through their shit. You know, it's impolite.
When you're 5, you do.
I guess that's true. So have we established a plan to get these guys home? Because if I'm them, that would be my main priority.
If you're staying at Santa's, do you really want to go home?
No, I'm saying for Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Oh. They probably like having other humans here.
He's like, these are just more mouths to feed. And Mrs. Claus keeps asking me when we're going to have one now.
She knows I'm not fertile in that. She knows I don't know. We'll see.
Like, I already had Star-Lord as my child. You know that. Is that Jesus?
Is this Jesus?
I mean,
are we doing the Bible thing?
I think this is just young Santa.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I think in some countries, this is what he does. In India, he puts coins in their shoes.
I would like a movie on that, how different, and I remember reading about this sometime, like when I was in middle school. One of my teachers did it, but like how Santa's different in every culture. It's really interesting.
Papa Gijo.
Yeah, because everyone has a different name for, well, of course they have a different name for him, it's different language, but it's interesting how, you know, the mythology of him is different in different countries. It's awesome.
Oh, this is dark. So the elves were hunted by people, and this is the main character, I guess. Briesnick. Maybe, you know, his deal, and again, this is part of the blind commentary, we're figuring it out with you, is he would have been an elf forever, but he escaped the North Pole, so then he grows up.
Santa does look like Jesus or Moses.
Heavy Jesus vibes. With the staff too. That's more Moses, obviously.
What did I miss? I had to pee.
So they're doing the backstory of how he became Santa, and Briesnickel, that kid, was one of the elves. So the elves used to be hunted by people, and Santa basically saved them / enslaved them. But I think that Briesnickel kid escaped, and that's what allowed him to grow up. There he is.
So he's an elf?
Used to be.
Yeah, he was.
Somehow he became human.
It's like if you leave Neverland, then you grow up, you know?
Huh.
If you leave Neverland, though, you just make a documentary 20 years later talking about how you didn't want to go there.
Yeah, you were forced there the whole time.
Mrs. Claus here using her magic when it's unnecessary.
I haven't seen anyone pull something towards himself like that since Princess Leia. Yeah, so Bicenickel was like the protege. He was like Tim Couch, the can't miss. Then it all went to shit.
You think Mrs. Claus is saying, like, yeah, me and Santa used to go on dates all the time, but he hasn't taken me out in over 2 years. He doesn't even touch me anymore.
You know, he used to try really hard to get my attention. He's like, I'm still right out here, babe. Right outside the room.
Kids are like, is this still a bedtime story, or are we...
Oh, well, I'm feeling pretty tired, so maybe no, wait, hang on while I have you here.
Yeah, that's what Santa always says whenever I'm trying to get, you know, frisky with him, that he's too tired, that he's been up for 24 hours delivering kids all around the world. Hey, Banner. Am I the only one on pod right now? Okay, I'll just...
No, I'm here.
Oh, how old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real, and how'd you find out?
I think I was a little bit older than like your traditional. I was maybe like 4th or 5th grade, and I think I saw the presents from Santa, and my mom caught me seeing them. She goes, "Well," and just kind of told me if I remember correctly, and I just said, "Oh yeah, I knew that totally." I found out at school, and then I went in my room and cried because I did not know that.
So your parents would wrap up presents and say they're from Santa?
No, Santa's gifts were not wrapped from mom and
Okay,
dad. They
mine
were
too.
wrapped.
Yeah. So the presents under the tree were wrapped like 3 weeks, 2 weeks before or whatever.
Of course.
And when I woke up, there would just be like a tricycle in front of the tree.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I got a bike one year. I remember I got luggage one year, which was weird, but I still have that luggage and it's awesome. 20 years later, it was paying off.
It's weird. Like once you figure out like he's actually like a weird person's not, even though like your dad has a fucking 22 that says if anyone breaks in this house, I'll shoot him and protect the family. But Santa's cool to come down the chimney. So once you actually figure out that's not what's going on, there's about a 3-4 year gap that you're like, this isn't as cool as it used to be because, I thought, but then after that, you kind of realize that the mythical thing of it, like, it's still cool to believe in. Like, I still believe in Santa. Like, I still love to see movies about Santa and everything.
So is his magic not working now? So that's why he's turning into a person?
I guess.
It appears to happen. Is that just because he was being a shithead?
Like, you couldn't have made me skinny?
Huh. Interesting.
Okay, this story so far isn't that good, but the way they're setting it up is good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The way they're reading, like, I'm not sure what's going on, and I really don't care, but I'm glad you gave me, like, just a 5-minute overview of basically, like, hey, this is what this movie's about. I'm like, okay, cool.
I'm going to say, holy shit, she's still reading this story.
So, Horns, while you were gone, Bicycle Kid was actually an elf, and
Bicycle Kid,
whatever his name is, and he was basically just being a shithead. He graffitied Santa's sleigh, and he turned into a person
after he graffitied it.
Yeah.
So what he's reminding me of now, because he left the North Pole and grew up, but now he's back, is like the dude that graduates and then he's 21 and still fucking hangs around his high school with his Letterman's jacket on. All the elves are like, dude, it's kind of fucking lame that you're here.
I would be remorse if I didn't bring this up, especially because of our brother on pod, Ronnie Cycli. But are the snow leopard and this kid to blame? I mean, Santa was trying to hunt the snow leopard, and this kid, so far, I don't really, what has he done so wrong to make him evil?
It's what makes a good villain. I hate to say it, but
like I'm kind of on their side. I mean,
yeah.
I of course I'll take Santa's side because I want.
Oh no!
I need a new tool set, but
Black and Decker preferably. I will say this: Bicycle may have a point, but you don't go about it this way. Putting the blue powder in the cannons. What's this guy gonna do? Eat the elves? This dude's scary as fuck right now.
Yeah.
Dasher could take him though.
Is Rudolph in this? Probably not.
No, he's shunned.
No, you got to save that for the third or fourth one.
Yeah, Jesus, Matt, blow your load in Christmas Chronicles Part 2.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's got Chronicles 5 written all over it.
The studio head's like, all right, pipe down, son.
Ooh, I love the imagery here with the shadows.
It must be too violent to actually show on screen.
Or too expensive.
That too.
So he's gonna steal the star.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Which does what?
First, he should just take a piss off that thing just because it'd be cool. This dude with the chainsaw again, he's my favorite.
It's so high up, the first piss doesn't even hit the ground before you're done.
Dasher will tell the rest of those reindeer, I would have beat it. No way.
Did they just kill Dasher?
Glad all his there and watch.
At least it was Vixen, not one of the popular ones like Michael Scott in The Office. I know, thank God. Watching time. Overrated Christmas movie.
Dog?
Sorry.
I think the plot to It's a Wonderful Life is genius. I wish it would be remade because I think that version of it is not that great.
Oh, Jeff, you know it's going to be remade. Come on.
Well, they already did it. Nicolas Cage. What the fuck with Tay Leone? What's the name of it? The Family Man.
Is that the same thing?
Yes.
Oh.
It's just not set on Christmas.
Oh, why?
Because that would be too obvious. I don't know. This looks fun to me. This
Sure,
looks
you
like
could remake. I can't do Jimmy Stewart. I'm going to try.
Clarence, surely we could remake it. Matching PJs, nice.
Love it.
Those
Now-
PJs look comfy. Like, just looking at those PJs makes me just want to fucking sleep in a heated room when it was like 10 degrees outside. Those look comfy as fuck.
Uh-oh, what's this shit gonna do? It's
Wow,
gonna make them all
this is-
fight?
This is like elf meth.
Is he gonna kill someone? Why do the elves all have chainsaws?
Elf cocaine.
Yeah.
Let's all have sex and kill each other.
It's
Or
like Robert Downey
kill each
Jr.
other and have sex. Whatever.
Whatever order it makes sense to do it in.
Goldie Hawn's like, oh my God, no. He's like, how long has he been dead? Can we still skin him and cook him?
Like,
like,
this
let's
is like
take-
2 months worth of food. This is important. Nothing goes to waste here.
Now we do have insurance on him, so let's take photos.
Somewhere Joe Rogan's like, that's an elk, right? We can eat elk. That's an elk.
Yeah, I've hunted those with my bare hands. I know that's an elk.
Goes great with jalapenos on my Traeger.
And no one notices this overweight person
He's big
taking
bone.
off the Christmas star.
What you don't know is Bicynicle, he has AT&T, so he really just climbed up here because he needs to send a fucking text message. It's like, all right, now I have service.
Can tweet this out
I needed to
at the
update my
North Pole
fantasy
LOL on
roster.
Insta.
I have to put Gronkowski on IR, and I did not have service down below.
Did know Kyler has COVID. I got to bench him. I have to. He's not going
Wish
to
I could-
play.
So they know when the ground starts to rumble, Star's been taken.
And no one can catch this kid? Like,
He runs through you, not around you.
Yeah. You ever been trucked before? Try and stop him.
there's just the clock's ticking here, fellas. There's just way too much time on the North Pole here.
He wasn't supposed to attack Dasher. You know Jola is a fucking loose cannon.
Guys, we're 45 minutes into this already.
Over under 1 minute remaining in this movie of Tyrese screen time.
1 minute?
He'll be in at the end.
over.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
say
over
over.
a minute though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the clock when he comes on.
Yeah.
If he's
Please.
in the background, does that count?
Sure.
Do I have to answer right now? I'll go.
I'm taking under.
I'll
I
go
don't think you
over.
guys.
I'll
I don't
go
think you guys
over a
realize-
minute. Sure, I'll go over.
I don't think
He'll
you
have
realize
2
how
lines
the
at
cuts are.
least.
I bet he's already only had 2 minutes and 15 seconds of screen
Jeff,
time.
here's your problem, Jeff. You don't have vision. You're not a director. When you have a star like Tyrese, you don't just set him on the fucking bench. You start him and you let him shine. So he'll get more in a minute.
The old debate over the star. Wow, I haven't
Besides
heard
Kurt
shit.
Russell, he's the biggest name in this. I'm sad to say.
Yeah, he is.
No. You don't think Goldie Hawn? Goldie Hawn is bigger than Tyrese.
We just went
Jeff
through
just
the
read her
filmography.
filmography. No, the fuck she's not.
Banner, yeah. I don't know.
okay,
where-
as a recognizable name in somebody's house.
I don't think so. In whose house? A 60-year-old?
I don't know. I still feel like people know
A
who Goldie
20-year-old
Hawn
doesn't know
is.
who the fuck Goldie Hawn is.
She's been in like 7 things ever. It's crazy.
Was she a model though?
Probably.
Could that
I don't
be
know
like-
what she is.
Where she got her fame?
A little of this, a little of that. So he wants to turn back into an elf, which who doesn't? No responsibilities. Get your own chainsaw.
Honestly, and this is no bullshit. When I was, I think, 4 years old, someone asked me, like, what do you want to do with your life? I said, I want to be an elf. And someone's like, why? He's like, because you only work 1 day a year and Sana'd be an awesome boss, which is honestly the smartest thing I've ever fucking said in my life. That actually makes sense.
That's way smarter than anything you've said on this podcast in 4 years.
But Santa probably wouldn't be your boss. There's so many middle managers before you get to Santa.
Yeah, he'd show up like once a year and give you a pep talk.
As long as his check keeps clearing, I'm in.
Well, we got the Iron Man hand versus the actual magic.
There's just too much magic going on for me right here.
So he wants to make the South Pole the new North Pole. I'm not. I mean, come on, change it up a little bit.
I'll look at the slideshow, the PowerPoint.
What's this going to cost us? Everyone in the Southern Hemisphere is pumped. They get their present sooner then.
$10 says it breaks right here. It's going to break. Yep. It's breaking.
Banner, it's the star. There's no way.
It's going to break. I'm just saying.
So you're just going to break Christmas, Banner.
I didn't break Christmas. Bicycle broke Christmas.
It's Bice-Nickel and you know it.
I'm not hearing a difference here.
How many candy canes do we need? Oh, well, now the Thanos' army can get into Wakanda.
Shit.
There was one elf watching porn who was like almost where he needed to be, and then the fucking power went out.
If this happened in real life, it wouldn't even matter because Jeff Bezos would just come on CNN with a Santa hat. It's like, I got you. Don't worry. Your parents will still pay for it, but it'll be shipped next day. Don't worry about it. He is actually kind of Santa when you think of it.
He's 100% Santa.
I mean, I don't know if Santa would divorce his wife and bang some hot Latino weather girl, but
he's better than Santa because he pays his elves more.
I'll say, Matt,
I don't know. Amazon employees are kind of like it's ran kind of shitty. I think not shitty, but pretty hardcore. I'm pretty sure.
If you don't like it, get another job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you gonna do? Go work for Google?
Wait, so you just get to? So you're a billionaire and you won't pay me more than $7.50 an hour?
Well, he's got to pay that divorce, Jeff. His wife went from being Jeff Bezos' wife to the second richest woman in the world.
But Matt,
all that happened is he banged a Latino. That's all that happened.
She earned that money.
What?
These are all the elves on. These are the elves on meth.
This is a hell of a snowball fight.
They have bloodlust.
Why aren't they throwing snowballs back?
They're about to. He's got to get loose. He's like the Rocket. Oh my God.
Come on. We're better than this.
Those snowball fights, they're like, I don't know if they're as big as they were, but when we were kids, they were the shit.
Dude, I would pack snowballs all day in the event that one might happen.
Damn right.
Remember how illegal ice balls were?
Oh, yeah.
Can't do that.
But it was fine unless you
couldn't get caught. It was like leading with your helmet, Jeff.
Yeah. A different time.
Look, there's holding on every play.
Guys, I think Dasher's milking this.
Yeah, if kids are listening now that are like millennials, like, dude, we grew up in the Jordan era. When you went in the paint, you earned it. You got knocked to the floor and had to hit 2 free throws. It wasn't this LeBron soft shit. We packed ice balls. We aimed at temples.
Guys, what cures the elf bane is turkey.
All right. Is this that same injury Dasher had last Christmas?
It's lingering, man.
I knew he wasn't fully healed. They tried to rush him back.
Yeah. He opted out of the surgery. I think he should have got the surgery.
I don't know. Then he would have been out 18 months.
So, Jeff, what do you think? So far right now, Tyrese on set for 1 day, probably for those scenes?
I'll say 2 days only because they had 2 exterior shots, so they probably had to change locations.
So those 2 days, how many times do you think he mentioned Fast and the Furious 10 or 9 or whatever is coming out?
35.
Christ. Every time he was around craft services, for sure. Oh, Christmas is 3 days away? That's plenty of time. In movie time, that's like an hour.
Oh my God, that's an eternity. I thought we were at Christmas Eve.
No shit. I'm really scared of this. Like, this movie is not very good. That must be Rudolph. He's on front by himself.
You think they called him up? He's not ready.
Yeah. He's only hitting 248 in Double A.
He'll learn on the job.
He's not walking either. I'll tell you that much.
Not seeing very many pitches.
Russell's really overselling the range.
Okay, could we say we just bitched about the North Pole? If we went to North Pole and they had a fucking farm reindeer team, like I would be for. If they did shit like that, I'd be like,
dude,
okay, let's.
Because they would have the
Pole.
great beer specials, at the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, is it cool to see Prancer? Of course, it's fucking cool. But
this is Mandolph. He's a reindeer we got our eye on. He's faster than hell. He just needs to mature. He stays out a little late. You can't do that on Christmas.
He pops off at the referees way too quick.
Well, they make dog shit calls in the minor league.
Didn't he have that drug problem where he failed drug tests? That was when he didn't even have all of his horns then. Like, come on.
Also, his trainer gave him some bad advice. That sometimes these guys don't know what they're putting in their bodies.
He had deer urine in his veins. Wasn't that something that was MLB? Didn't they use like deer antler spray or something?
I know a lot of these guys get on fertility drugs, like for women, because their testosterone gets too high. Like Manny got popped for that. He was on like estrogen.
And did he say he mixed up the pills with his wife or something?
Yeah, which is... His wife's like, I don't take estrogen. Babe.
He tried to claim that it was because him and his wife were trying to have a baby.
So he's taking estrogen.
Yeah.
Got it. Typically to have a baby, you just have sex, but...
Seems plausible.
Hot take here, I'm not a fan of frosting.
No, not either.
I don't like it.
Also, not a fan of gingerbread.
I'm not a gingerbread guy.
No.
Sorry.
There's something about those that I have a soft spot for because it was like the first day of Christmas break and me and my mom would make cookies and listen to Christmas music and I'd be like, okay, school's not happening. Santa's coming. Like this is my fucking time to shine.
That's cool. Yeah. If you have a memory like that, totally.
This is the kind of rager I want to go to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Soulja Boy's about to come on stage here.
If you can get Tyrese in this movie, you can get Soulja Boy.
Maybe. Soulja Boy, I think
they live in the same apartment complex, Banner. You could get them.
So I'm confused because the elves seem at times violent, but then other times they just want to party.
Sounds like Broforce Squad.
Yeah,
we should induct them all into the Hall of Fame.
1 minute we have each other in a headlock. The next we're doing shots together.
With our shirts off, hugging each other. I think Goldie Hawn might just adopt this kid.
She hasn't?
She pulled Santa aside. She's like, can you imagine the tax write-off if we adopt this kid? Well, I thought maybe we could invite him into a loving home. No, that too. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Especially these African Americans. Good publicity for us. We're from the North Pole. We don't.
I get why Angelina Jolie did it. It is.
There's a 50% chance he'll be an athlete and can support us in our old age.
Santa's like, actually, I was tossing him some snowballs earlier. The kid has fucking hands, babe.
And the footwork, my God.
Now he can't read, but that's okay. He's 5.
We can teach him that. You can't teach speed.
She's like, actually, he's 8. Oh, well, then that's a problem. Yeah. So the sleigh going, I'm guessing they need an actual turkey here to save Dasher.
I guess, man. This is the story they came up with.
Not a big Bicynicle fan, I guess.
No, it's just like he's the villain. Like I don't know. They could have done.
Oh shit!
Whoa! I will give them credit. They didn't shy on the special effects.
Well, Santa's a badass in this movie. I like it. How cool is it when you get shot with an arrow and you don't even fucking know?
It's just hard to have a villain for Santa. That's where the Santa Claus, like the first Santa Claus, there was no villain at all. Like I guess
he was his own villain.
He was his own, or you could say maybe the mom and stepdad because they didn't believe. But man, it's just when you have like, when you get Martin Short as Jack Frost and like all this stuff, that's when it gets like,
It's a mess.
Dude, Santa's not gonna like do hand to hand. We're not gonna have a Batman versus Superman fucking fight to the death. Like this ain't gonna happen.
And Banner, I think I've hit the point now. The elves are in this too much.
Yeah, 100%. They're a character now. It's a problem. They went from ancillary to main.
It's kind of like the Cleveland show. Like he's good in a while, but he can't have his own show.
Right.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive. I don't agree with this guy. They just want free entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, I hate to say it, he might have to kill one of them to really get the point across.
He'd do it too.
Gladly do it. So
This
these
little
guys,
girl's a good she's a good child actor.
yeah, she's good. She's in Big Little Lies, also the HBO show. Which is pretty
all
intense.
of our wives watch it.
Yeah, actually, my fiance gave me that bit of information today.
Like,
also, I think she's in one episode of Grey's Anatomy.
we'll share recipes later in the show too.
We'll talk shop after. So this is like the fucking hippie elf tribe out in the woods. She speaks elf now?
This girl when she's older.
No, I'm not feeling it.
Really?
Nah.
I think what Santa needs to do is just toke up with this elf right here.
I mean, that's the only logical thing to do in this situation, right?
I bet the elf weed that this guy has is incredible.
It's top shelf.
So these are the elves that are like, listen, we respect Santa and stuff, but we're not gonna fucking be enslaved to him. We're just kind of doing our own thing out here.
Yeah, I answer to no one.
Ignite the Forge?
These are the elves that are like, I could have played D1, but my coach didn't send in my tapes. So that's why they're like outside of the North. I could have been in the North Pole. You don't think any elf could fucking do that, making toys?
Tore my ACL and MCL senior year. I mean, I'll show you. I was getting recruitment letters from Alabama, Ole Miss, all of them.
The elf is at a party. Like, anybody can work in the workshop. You know what's really hard? Living in the fucking woods. That's what's hard. I'm about my music anyway. I get the feeling they kind of wanted to get rid of this kid. They just sent him off in the woods with a old map, which is actually just the kids menu from a Red Robin. He hasn't realized it yet. It's just the maze part.
Red Robin overrated?
Does anyone think highly of Red Robin?
I don't know. I just never. I would rather have a Denny's.
Yeah, for sure.
At least you can definitely have breakfast.
I don't like the steak fries at Red Robin, but I do like that seasoning salt they have. I used to steal that from the table.
You know what's underrated is Fuddruckers.
Dude, I haven't been to Fuddruckers in 10 years.
It's been
They closed a lot of them.
They did. Did they close that one that we used to always go to?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of right where we used to work. We should buy it.
We should. A lot of good memories, sir.
Make it. We should start a bar. That's a smart thing to do in 2020. Let's just.
Yeah.
Good fiscal decision. I don't think I ever went to that Fuddruckers sober, and I went there a lot.
Oh, it's like the Steak and Shake across the street. Steak and Shake's underrated too.
I'd agree. Steak and Shake is very underrated.
Steak burgers are the best hamburgers. Comment below.
Dude, the Frisco melt that they have.
Oh my God. Steak burgers are the best hamburgers. Now they're not as thick and juicy. I'll give you that. That's why you got to order like a triple, but they're the best hamburgers.
So we just have a backup star on ice in case we need it. I mean, it's smart, but also kind of ruins the lore of the original.
So Jeff, you have a football team. You're not going to have a backup quarterback that you trust to maybe go 3-2 if your guy's out for 5 weeks.
Yeah, let's just call Matt Schaub here. This is the Matt Schaub of Christmas.
This is the Matt Flynn of Christmas stars. You gotta, Jeff. I'm not saying this Christmas star is gonna last all of December, but it'll get you through, a week of shopping.
This is one of the Glennons. I'm not sure which one.
Which one?
This which.
Or what was that commercial of one of them was a Raider and one of them was a Saint.
I know. Hang on.
They're brothers.
I know.
They're both backups. I can't remember.
Because remember, Popeye Jones, his like personalized jersey was this guy's number.
It was number 7. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Texas. I can't fucking remember. One of them was a Raider and started, which is gonna piss me off that I can't remember his name.
I'll get it for us in 1 second. Distract our listeners.
I remember Matt McGloin, but I can't remember this fucking guy's name for some reason.
Well, Matt McGloin started a playoff game, of course.
Well, technically, Connor Cook started it, and then Matt McGloin came in.
There's no way this kid has the stamina to climb this mountain. In this altitude, please.
Well, that's racist for one. And two, I think he can do it.
It's not racist by saying he's out of shape.
It's Luke McCown.
Yes, McCown, yeah.
McCown's.
Is it Brian McCown?
Josh.
Because Luke was a Raider, and I remember being drunk at a bar in college, talking to my friends before football, saying how the Raiders can go 10-6 with McCown as starting quarterback. Jamarcus was the backup. He wasn't ready yet.
And you had the schedule printed off. You're like, let's go through the
No,
game.
I'm like, okay, opening at Denver, the second game Monday night.
We'll catch him by surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
This Jola, I mean, what's Banner,
Jake Plummer.
What's the kill count here on Jola if he takes another head?
Wait, is Jola the cat or the kid?
Jola's the cat. Yeah. Right.
I respect the cat. He knows when to get out of a fight. He knew it was a losing battle. He's going to come back with reinforcements now.
Guys, this kid has way too much screen time in this movie.
Yes.
What's Tyrese and the mom doing right now?
I'm just talking.
Well, it's definitely not G-rated.
They think they're worried about the kids or anything?
Dude, this kid has his own sled. That's fucking awesome.
If anything, they should be worried about Teddy getting herpes from that chick.
Teddy would be like
fucking reindeer too, dude. Or no, what are these?
Dogs? This is,
okay.
So like bootleg Santa is what Bicycle is? You're losing me, man.
A jackal coyote hybrid. Well, it looked like a pug, you fucking moron.
This movie is what I always thought Netflix movies, and Netflix movies have honestly gone downhill. Can we agree on that?
Dude, I've talked about, I mean, there are still some good ones, but if you actually were to like list them all out, 90% of them are just trash.
But what was that month where they had like Triple Frontier, The Dirt,
The
Highwaymen?
I was like, damn. And now they're like just throwing shit out that I'm like, this is terrible.
But the first Christmas Chronicles was a really fun surprise. And if you're at home thinking about turning this off and turning us off, let's just do this. Why don't you just go get something alcoholic from your fridge?
We're drinking.
We're getting hammered here. Let's just see where the last 40 minutes takes us. Because I'll say this with confidence. It can't get any worse as he gets sucked into a vortex and I get proved wrong.
Banner, you like shitty movies. Is this good?
No, I mean...
See, dude, Dasher's milking it, bro. Like, you don't want this treatment?
I'd let Goldie Hawn feed me from a ladle.
Who wouldn't?
I'm not mad about it at all.
She comes in, she's like rubbing his leg. He's like, didn't you hurt your shoulder?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, but the whole body's connected through synapses.
My dick's connected to my shoulder,
All of it. Take a yoga class, bro, before you fucking barge in here talking about like being treated incorrectly.
Jeff, I agree 100%. Way too much elf in this.
Also, like, I don't know, man. I'm not a studio head yet because Matt and I we're still waiting to hear back from Warner Brothers.
It's 2020. It's going to take a while. I mean, the resumes are there. They got them.
But I feel like we're at a point where, and I know that I honestly think CGI now is cheaper than practical location shooting. Like, it's cheaper to do this on a green screen than to travel anywhere, but less is more. Like, no one is impressed with any special effects now. So why not just make a movie that's fucking practical? Like, the first one was not realistic, but they were just on the streets of Chicago the whole time. That was cool.
I would kill to be back in Cabo right now. Just something just kind of realistic.
The movie's gone south, and I'm like, can we get Tyrese back in this thing?
Why did they time travel? We're in
They
Boston
time
in
travel?
1990 now.
It's 1990?
Yeah.
Are they less racist? Is that how you could tell?
The UNLV Rebels were national champs this year. Basketball.
They're,
LJ,
how do you know it's
Stacey
1990?
Ogman.
Because she said, "Where are we?" And he goes, "Where are we? When are we?" And you could see his little sleigh say Boston 1990.
Yeah, and Pan Am's back there. They're not even an airline anymore.
Oh, so Len Bias hasn't even died yet.
He's never died in my heart. OJ was an announcer right now. Think about that. And a celebrated football player.
And he was pissed he just lost out on the Terminator.
That's true. And also probably pissed that his wife cheated on him for the 20th time and he cheated on her too.
But he's going to handle it well, so.
They'll talk it out. They'll make up.
Damn it, the old time twister.
Okay, right now you're in 1990, and I you probably all know my answer, but what would you do?
But I'm in Boston. Is that kind of...
You're in an airport.
Oh, that's a good point. Am I me currently? Like I can do adult things?
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, we're going to the sports book, obviously.
We're going to Vegas, and we're fucking we're putting all our money on UNLV to beat Duke by over 30 fucking points, and
Yes.
it's like what we're gonna do.
And can I prop bet that Christian Leitner's a bitch? Like what? No, that doesn't make sense.
Jeff, imagine us 2020 us in Vegas betting on that game when I know the final score. I have a T-shirt that my dad has that now fits
with the score. I've seen that. Yeah,
and I'm we're just
high
fiving.
What if you had that wearing it in Vegas? They're like, what the fuck is that shirt? It's like one of those shirts, like, when the team loses the Super Bowl, their champion shirts, they just ship off to Africa so the kids have clothes. Are they in Greece?
I don't know. I'm so fucking confused.
They are going to Vegas.
They are going to Vegas. Here we go.
Oh, okay. This movie's about to turn around. I'm gonna get
what
another
if the
beer?
last 3 minutes they are just at the MGM Mirage and Santa's placing fucking prop bets?
The only way to get ahead is to spend more money.
Wow, they don't even take the cash? Well, you're kind of right, actually, woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, cop. This 5-year-old definitely is running a counterfeit ring. It's not like you can pick up currency like at any fucking establishment.
This is really bad.
Why would a cop be like this with a 6-year-old?
Yeah, I don't know. Also,
what's the chain this guy has?
Everything's canceled. Oh, man.
No, look, I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been paying attention to this movie, but for a kid's movie, I'm assuming that's what this is supposed to be. I have no fucking idea what's going on. I've been this confused at a kids movie since Frozen 2.
Well, I'll catch you up. Basically, Netflix is just trying to look for a cash grab, so they made a sequel of this, and there's probably going to be about 2 or 3 more.
Because we're watching it, they're getting what they want.
Because honestly, you can make sequels on Netflix movies because there's no box office. They're like, oh, this bomb. There's no way they're gonna come. No one is streaming. If you stream a shitty movie, I'll watch it. Fine.
And I'm pretty sure watch time is one of their metrics. As this Karen freaks out on the African American ticket agent, that's so unrealistic. We're padding the stream. Oh, there's an Elvis scene, Matt. There's another Elvis scene. Remember that one from the first one when they were in the jail? Because don't we love when sequels just do the same thing again? God, an impromptu musical number? I mean, this is weird. Probably weird.
Not hating it.
Can't hear the music, but
I honestly want to do like when we do a Bro Force Squad weekend, we get drunk and we have to like draw something, but I want someone to start a musical at a bar and just see what people do.
Yeah, that would be great.
Who would be the best one to do it? Jeff, me, Banner, Cycly,
Probably
Thurman.
Banner.
Just start singing.
Because Brian's the one where, like, even if it didn't catch on in like the first 15 seconds, he would just keep pushing through.
I mean, look, if you're gonna do something, go 100% in.
There'll be at least one drunk person there that's not us that'll just start in with you probably.
I'm turning up my volume here because this might be a banger. I just want to be able to.
What song is it?
I think it's an original to the movie.
It sounds like an original, yeah.
Oh God.
Chorus is coming up here. Yeah, it's dog shit.
Okay, we got the whole fucking choir in.
Oh boy. The first one was kind of cool. It was like a jailhouse rock type.
Yeah.
You know, as crazy as this movie's been, this might be the most unrealistic thing that's happened so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Kurt Russell saw the script, you think he just kind of looked, he's like, nah, okay, whatever.
So 4.8 million for this, right? 18 days of shooting.
Basically, it's the equivalent of us at our jobs when they ask us to do something stupid and tedious that doesn't help out anything. You're like, man, cool. So when I get this done, I can go home. Cool.
Who's on this Sports Illustrated this kid's reading?
Probably Kobe.
In 90?
90?
Oh, sorry.
Bo Jackson? I don't know.
Bo,
Magic?
college basketball would be LJ. Jordan was with the Bulls.
Yeah, he like just got drafted.
Baseball would have been Canseco.
Yeah, maybe like George Brett Canseco. No, George Brett would have been like mid-80s. I'm getting a Ferris Bueller's Day Off where Charlie Sheen makes out with his sister vibe at the police station.
You here for drugs?
Yeah, that too.
She's talking to her dad, isn't she?
No way!
Banner.
Brian! That's fucking cool. Here we go.
Okay, the time travel makes sense now. It's okay. I'm okay with it. It's about to save this movie, but it won't. It's like, Derek, you want to hit me, but you won't.
What's up? I've smoked a J in my car right now, so I'm a little spacey.
Huh?
Wow, Brian, if this
Why
is your
can't
dad,
jean jackets just come back in style just for a minute?
just be patient. They will. I have a feeling.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing one right now, and I'm not so patient.
Damn, Brian, I can't believe you thought of that and I had no fucking idea.
Okay, the time travel thing always makes me roll my eyes, but whenever you have a kid meet their parents whenever they were either younger or the same age, a la Tony Stark meeting his dad when he was young.
Yeah.
I love that because it's always a Back to the Futurist. I'm like, yeah, what if I met my parents when they were 20? Like, what would they be like?
Yeah,
I'm not listening to this, but this little girl is a really good actress.
She's fantastic. She has a bright future.
Yeah.
If she doesn't get illegally touched or something weird happened to her, she could fucking kill it.
Her hair has grown 4 inches since the movie started. But yeah, she's got some chops. Also, great casting because this kid looks a lot like the guy who played her dad in the first one.
There you go. A pocket knife in an airport.
Yeah, that's the fucking saying. What's their last name?
Yep. Like, yeah, I like Nirvana. Kurt Cobain's going to totally change music. He's going to be
around
for a while,
forever,
so buckle up.
Yeah, he's never going to die. Just like music. So is this supposed to be a distraction? Because I feel like she got arrested while he was singing.
Yeah, Jeff, that's the thing. He's been doing this for 2.5 hours.
Let me say this, and Jennifer Lawrence, I know you're listening, so please take a heed of this advice. Say what you want about the script and Kurt Russell's involvement. He is running out this ground ball, guys. He's not dog face, and I do respect that.
He is, dude. Like, this
Yeah.
movie is not good. The first one is, I would say, passable, but he fucking, like, he's doing it. He's like, okay, this is my fucking role. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability.
That, dude.
That's the difference in, like,
I do. Yeah.
That's the difference in, like, the older actors, you know, back in the day, 80s, 90s, and now. Now they only try when they want to.
If this was the Star Wars prequels and all the actors and actresses, Natalie Portman, were like this, we would have been like, okay, it's fine.
Because I guarantee you, he made like 4.8 for this, and it probably was like a 20-day shoot.
Dude, Netflix has some coin. He made, especially, he's the only legitimate, like, him and Tyrese were probably most paid. I don't know if Goldie Hawn would be.
That girl might be. I mean, she's on the HBO show.
She's a kid.
She's a good kid actress.
She is, but she's not making coin like Goldie Hawn getting in this movie. Because, I mean, everyone, like, a generation older than us is like, oh, that's cute. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn are in a movie. I haven't seen them since Overboard. It's like the Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz dynamic. They think people are just going to watch it just because they're in it.
Oh, here we go. Here's the name, Brian. A Pierce always sees it through.
God, turtlenecks aren't a thing anymore either. They need to come back.
I've got a turtleneck. I wear it.
Man, Brian, that blew my mind when you said that.
Yeah, I'm in a really good state of mind right now.
What, he wears a turtleneck?
Who he was.
She should tell him, like, hey, on December 8th, like, don't go in that fire, okay? Like, what? All right, I guess.
Yeah. Even if it feels like it's important, because it's also going to be a Friday, right? Let's get to the weekend.
You know, in fact, you should just be an accountant.
And on October 12th, like, still, like, don't pull out, because if you do, I'm not here.
Which time? God, I like that mindset, Doug. You're going to get laid that much.
just blow in every time you get, just to be safe.
Also, don't worry, you'll grow into that nose.
I feel this, dude. Like, that's her dad.
This is good.
I feel it.
This kind of, I don't want to say salvage the movie because it's done too much damage to rectify all itself with one scene. But this is my best scene, Banner, if we were to do a review.
I'd agree with that. Thus far.
I would too, because this movie, like, okay, there's a heartfelt, man, it's to the ground, touching movie with great acting.
Gives you
and then you get the other 90% of the movie.
Yes.
I'm just saying, look, they're back on an upward trajectory right now. We'll see.
But see, this movie, this franchise, is it to a franchise? I don't know.
Nah, I don't know.
It works best. It works best when it does less.
The problem is, though, if we didn't have a podcast, I would have already turned this off after the CGI fucking jizz fest they fucking did for about 40 minutes on my screen.
After the Star Iron Man tug of war, I think I would have been out at 5,000.
The Thanos hand? Like, what the fuck?
I'm a sick person. I'll see it through. It takes a lot for me to turn a movie off in the middle.
Brian, I think you're just conditioned that way because of Baby Banner. Like, you've had to sit through stuff where you're like, all right.
I've watched more Coco
man.
Melon in the last week than I care to admit.
When I got that Fire Stick in and a movie or something doesn't hit me in 20 minutes, I'm like, dude, I can watch stupid shit on YouTube. I can watch Hulu. I can watch Netflix. I can just illegally stream something that I come up with.
I know. We can literally watch anything we want. So, like, why would we waste our time with something we don't care about?
Movies are almost like music now, where, like, I'll listen to a song I absolutely love for 3 minutes, and it's a 5-minute song. I'm like, I'm going to go to the next one now. I want something else.
Okay, so they had to put Duracells in this thing, right? That's what powers the time.
In 1990, yeah. Okay, Jeff, you love to do over and unders. After Deadpool 2, over and under any other role you'd ever see this kid in, you would have went under, right?
Yeah, unless it's a New Zealand. He's from New Zealand. Unless it's like a Taika Waititi independent film, I would have said under. Now remember, I'm gonna get my stopwatch up just because he might be. We have 30 minutes left. He could be coming in any time. We said a minute.
A minute for Tyrese.
For Tyrese.
See, I was thinking he was going to show up like midway through the third act, and I'm starting to regret that decision.
Honestly, the only way to say this movie is if Tyrese jumps through the time continuum with his hands on his hips and says, maybe I could be some assistance. Reindeer versus, what is that, like a pug?
It's supposed to be a coyote mixed with a hyena.
Okay. And now we're going to do the Little Rascals fucking... Okay. So this is the movie. It's not even about Christmas Day and him delivering toys.
No, it's about the Christmas star being stolen. It's the spirit of Christmas. Right?
Is this worse than Santa Claus 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Santa Claus 3 is really bad.
Well, Jeff, you got to remember that scene we just watched, though, with actual acting. I don't know if Santa Claus 2 or 3. I would have to watch them all, which honestly I'm not going to do.
That's
so whatever you comment below, I'll just believe because I don't really care to even fight about it.
I'm going to go Santa Claus 2, this Santa Claus 3. Let's split the difference.
What was 2? 3 was with Jack Frost. 2 is when...
Like his son is a little shithead and like doesn't believe in Santa or some shit like that.
And then he has to get married.
Yeah, he's like...
to the chick that was Juliet from Lost. Poor bastard.
He'd be out of Nerf darts by now, right?
For sure.
Like, why? Like, how does this script just be like, okay, yes. Like, and okay, they went with this. What were the 3 scripts they said, no, we don't want to go with this? They had to be better.
I understand these are made for kids, but like, a kid has to understand what's going on still, right?
But they did time travel and all this fucking weird shit. And the thing is like, we had kid movies, but we had kid movies, and now when we watch them, like Hook was a kid movie, and now I watch them like, man, this is a really deep, like, pretty good fucking movie. And I still don't understand the ending. Why was Schmeed there? Check out our movie commentary on that. I wake up in the middle of the night when I'm like, why was Schmeed there?
He's an employee, man. He's going to be around to help. All right, Santa's pissed off now, and I don't blame him. Actually, I would have gotten to this level about 30 minutes ago.
Damn, this is a serious game of chicken about to happen now.
And the reindeer are playing a man down because obviously Dasher's on the side. He's in the medical tent right now, getting looked at.
This premise, I don't really mind, like, to be kind of biblical, how, like, you know, like, Satan was an angel and then wanted to run shit like God did. Like, if we had somebody that studied under Santa, I was like, I can be a better Santa than you, I'm going to prove it. But I want them to basically do a dual Christmas night, not do this shit. And not this kid. Like, just...
Ooh, that would be cool. Like a time trial.
Yeah. Like, hey, I can deliver more toys than you. And, you know, and then at the end, they're like, hey, you know, maybe I'm getting old. Maybe we can just split it up and you can take...
You know how it's gonna end is we're gonna put some truth to Christmas in July. One of them gets July, the other one gets December.
Wow.
It's a happy ending, guys.
Okay.
See, we've been drinking and we came up with a better premise than this fucking movie did.
That reindeer, Jesus. That's right, Dasher.
Dash. See, you shoot him up with some cortisone.
Why do you think
what he can do.
Is that really Dasher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays hurt. That's what you got to respect about him. Unlike JD Drew.
It's back in the 90s, Jeff. There's no such thing as concussions. You just had a headache and you're a pee if
You're
you didn't
soft.
fucking get in there.
Just also, if you drank water, you were a pussy.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was crazy. Like the Junction Boys. Okay, so Santa
Bear
has
Bryant. Yeah,
strength.
that was an ESPN original movie too.
What's Bicycle gonna do now?
Run like he always does. Well, I should say he always runs. He's 100 pounds overweight.
Briskly jog.
Not try like he always does. Okay, so we're replacing the blue goo with this concoction that she made. This is going to get everyone like sobered up, basically.
This is like your cup of coffee.
That's a myth, Brian. Come on.
So this is the movie. He stole the star and we're trying to get it back, and now we got it back. Now we're cool.
We got it back. Oh, well, we're not cool yet because he's got this drone here.
Whoa.
How does this have 27 minutes left?
It has 27 minutes
I
left?
mean, 7 to 8 minutes of that are probably credits.
If I tied a noose around my ceiling fan and hung myself live on pod, do you think do you think this would be in our top 5?
You know, we're not a video podcast, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. I'll say this.
Yeah, I'm just about to just hang myself.
Matt's like up there on the whiteboard. Let's just write ideas. Nothing's bad at this point.
We do a lot.
He
of
is not a
commentaries on
sharpshooter.
this
We all
channel.
know that. Chewbacca's arrow gun is not. This is the wrong gun for this. It's gonna miss.
Dude, when was the last time you guys fired a Nerf gun?
Actually, my nephew. Every time we hang out, we have a Nerf gun war.
Damn,
and
that's
it's awesome. Yeah,
I miss Nerf guns.
Yeah, not for a while. I don't even know if I know how to load one anymore.
Just make sure.
I will say they
Been
are
so long.
way more complicated than they used to be.
Little Home Alone vibes here, right? Kind of
Yeah.
like when Marv gets his head caught on fire.
God damn it.
Guys, we're doing it. We're actually watching the movie.
The thing is, we do a lot of movie commentaries on this channel, and there's some that I'm like, oh, this was a good movie. There's some I've seen before. There's some that we've done some blind, but usually like one person doesn't blind, the other two knows what's going on. We've never done, all three of us have never seen this movie. I will never watch this again. The first one I would probably watch again. Maybe. There's a lot of more Christmas movies that I have not seen yet this Christmas season that I'd rather watch, but
I think the
This
first
one's
one,
terrible.
it's not out of the realm of possibility to say it might be in like my every other year Christmas rotation.
I
It's
would agree.
fine.
I think every other year is the perfect place for it to land.
Okay, so we fixed it. Problem solved.
How much time's left?
we have 4
In the
days left
film?
till Christmas, so
Yeah,
we're
that's
cool.
the other thing. There's no sense of urgency here.
At all. Fuck, you're back in 1990 a little bit ago. You had, what, 28
30
years
years.
before fucking Christmas.
And at the time, I was like, why are we going back in time? And then the cool kind of plot device with the dad actually makes sense. That was the highlight of the movie for me. Just aside from the musical, that part was pretty cool. Was Bad Santa playing? Now Elf is playing? Remember we complained about Bad Santa the other day because it sucks?
So
Yeah,
it's
it's very
Elf.
good.
So it's just a terrible theater.
Good job.
Everyone did equal parts, and we killed that lion thing too. So
I love how it's 90s school bully, though, because he has gloves with, like, no
with
fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Hughes is rolling over in his grave like, damn right.
With the leather. As far as vests go, this is pretty down low on the list, right, Geiger?
Santa's vest?
No,
The leather one, right?
Bicycle's vest.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that. Santa's
I-
vest. And I don't know if that's the
Santa's
vest, though.
And that's a leather jacket that he cut the sleeves off, which that's actually kind of fucking cool.
He just give him some frankincense.
It's the first toy. Maybe it is, yeah. Oh no, that we built together. Well, father and adopted son moment. It's like you
So
would
the
have got
entire time this kid's the bad guy, and now Santa's like, hey, you were cool the whole time, and now we're cool, and it's Fast and Furious thing. The villain is the adversary of the next movie. Then let's hope this kid has a brother, so we'll get a Christmas Chronicles 3 next year.
what, Matt. It's like what's the scene at the end of Pineapple Express where they're like at the diner with Danny McBride? And he's like, when
We
you
had some stuff, me and
we,
you. Yeah.
I know I redeem myself with you. I hope I redeem myself with you.
Just fucking bleeding as fuck. Just
ears-
talking to each other.
His ears like falling on the table, like he's trying to put it back in place. Do like your radio voice. He's like, oh man, I used to have a heart.
He's like, damn, that is pretty fucking cool.
Is this kid getting typecast as like the over-the-top cartoony bad guy?
There's no way this kid will get another fucking role. That we'll see. There's no way. He's so typecast. This isn't Jonah Hill. I mean, there's no way.
Right. He's just too damaged in this role. Is he redeemable? I don't know. He did some fucked up stuff.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have seen her dad again.
I love though
That's
when people
actually
say,
true.
"Well, it's Christmas." I'm like, "Oh yeah, he tried to kill us, but it's Christmas. Let's bring him in."
Can't hold grudges. I still feel like she sent that kid, I don't know, his name's like Jack Harper. She left him for dead. She sent him out with 2 gingerbread cookies into the wilderness.
I hate to be called the R word, but like, why? Like, this kid seems like Finn from Star Wars to me. It seems like there's really no reason for his character to be there
I
at
agree.
all.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Puberty's hitting.
It's happening. Things are growing I didn't know would grow.
But
Like, don't you think he would like it better if he was a human?
Does he want this?
Apparently, I guess.
I don't know if real pussy or elf pussy is better.
He's
I
like,
mean,
actually, there's a lot more availability on the elf side. The other side, you got to wait for a chick to get divorced. There's just not very many human chicks around the North Pole.
The elves
They're
love them. He's like
expensive.
God to these people. So Dasher, they're just going to shoot him up with cortisone,
He's ready to go.
and he's going to play.
It's the playoffs.
Jeff, no one's 100% on Christmas Eve. You know that. We're all playing her.
It's a contract Christmas. You think he's going to miss this?
Yeah, it's his contract year, too. Then there's a lot of younger reindeer ready to take its fucking spot. There's no way.
There's this hot shot named Rudolph. Got to watch out.
I think Dasher has one more 3-year deal in him. And
No, Jeff, this is 2020. Dasher's on the franchise tag. He's got to fucking play.
Or what's his fucking name? What's the main ESPN fantasy guy with like the 2 phones? Schefter. You know that last week he always talks about like the incentives guys can hit.
Yeah.
Like if so and so gets 3 tackles, he's like, if Dasher hits 1,800 houses in North America today, he is set to get paid, John, $800,000 payday.
This is one of the best reindeer teams they ever had. I just don't know, financially, if they can hold them all next year. They're going to have to let a couple of them go.
I mean, we see it, Matt, with every championship team, right? The cap monster beats us all at some point.
I heard Blitzen is just a killer in the locker room. They'll probably let him walk, right?
Well, Blitzen stopped talking to the media last year, remember?
He had that thing. He had that thing with that doe too. I mean, I think she was willing, but we weren't
Come
there.
on, bro. The Instagram model, though. That one.
Oh, sorry. Were you there, Jeff? Did you see what happened?
Yeah, he got suspended 2 holidays for that, I think.
It's terrible.
So, okay, maybe they've explained this. Boehner, you're kind of the time expert. By time expert, I mean you've probably been paying the most attention. While they've been here in the North Pole, back in Cabo, or I guess quote-unquote real world, has time been passing at a normal interval? Like, does Tyrese know his kid's been missing for like 3 days?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what are they doing?
Tyrese doesn't know what fucking planet he's on. Okay. I have no idea how to answer.
We get drunk and say a lot of weird, crazy shit, but when Jeff says Cabo or AKA the real world, that's probably the craziest thing I've ever fucking heard. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Set your timer, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Get ready.
Santa's flying over the fucking.
I'm gonna do start
the Gulf of Mexico.
Stop. The sleigh just looks so out of place in the beach aesthetic, you know.
I kind of like it because I've never seen it before. But I do agree.
Santa needs to be wearing a Hawaiian shirt, right?
Yeah, I mean everyone really does. She is way too comfortable in this sled. She's just like hanging off the edge.
Let's just jump. The kid's like, I can't swim. Like, God damn it.
Will we ever see you again? Not till Christmas Chronicles Part 3.
Yeah.
See, this is what the problem, as you were saying earlier, Matt, with the Santa Claus franchise, is if they make a third one, they'll make it even fucking weirder.
Yeah, I don't know what they're, it's just hard. It's hard to do.
That was cocky. A backflip.
Come on, the backflip.
Why?
Also, just because I'm paying attention, they backflipped off of it and they were facing the wrong way.
The brother's just like fucking swiping left. It's like, oh, there's my sister. I don't know why mom was fucking on my ass.
God, to think I almost got grounded. Mom, she parachuted in and we were fucking worried. Don't worry, I got the stopwatch ready to go if Tyrese pops up again.
So he knows it's Santa Claus because he saw him in the first one.
Yeah, he actually hated Santa till like the last 20 minutes. He was a little shithead that wouldn't.
That was the whole point of that movie, right? Was getting him to believe in.
Yes,
Santa.
Because you need buy-in from your team.
Like, oh my God, I bet mom's scared. So, like, not really. She's been taking the pipe from Tyrese since you've been gone.
Actually, I don't even think she knows you've been gone. She's like, it's been 4 days. I know, it's really crazy. She's normally uptight.
I've seen her at breakfast every morning, though. Got a big smile on her face. Walking a little funny, though.
A bruise.
Eating a lot of sausage in the morning.
She's got a bruise above one of her eyes. She said she hit her head on the door frame, so this checks out.
Hold on, is Tyrese's name Bob?
Yes, I told you guys that.
Yes, it is.
All right, here we go.
Oh, wait, here, time it.
We're running.
Where are we at?
6 seconds.
He's got the pink shirt. He's like, hey, there you are. Where you been?
I was totally about to. I was about to go to the cops, but they say unless it's over 48 hours. We're only at 20 seconds, guys, and I stopped it now because he's not on screen.
His hand's on screen right there.
Yeah.
That's a body double.
You can't cheat us.
We're running it. Guys, we're running it right now. Like,
Tyrese, quit trying, man. You're doing too much right now.
Banner, his life is trying. That's all he does is try. He tries too much.
Caroling party. Is that what it's called?
I didn't know we had parties for those things. I mean, I just thought you went caroling.
Yeah, I don't really think party needs to be inserted at the end of it.
But they are in Cabo.
All right, we're at 50.25 seconds.
Oh my God.
Ooh, get it back going.
There it is.
I'll give him the back. Yeah, damn it.
Yes, he is. Minute over.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. Okay, now we're there.
He's got his pink shoes and match his shirt, too.
This is good.
Shoes and his shirt. So what are we doing? Walking in the ocean?
It's a human sacrifice. They're just going to walk in the ocean and drown themselves.
If that's how this movie ends, wouldn't it be awesome?
What a plot twist. I mean, this is a vacation romance, though, right? They're breaking up the second they leave.
Jeff, they love each other.
I can't get over the fact that Tyrese was in this movie. This is a Bro 4 Squad trivia question in 4 years.
And none of us will get it right.
It'll be name any movie not called Transformers or Fast and the Furious that Tyrese was in. So assuming he doesn't come back, we ended up with 1 minute 47 seconds of screen time. So
at the end.
Yeah. Well, that's what the over under was. Yeah.
That was what the over under was.
So
somebody
5
comment
minutes
below.
total, maybe.
This is a Henrik job for us because I know he's crazy enough to do this. Over under, I'm going to say 4 minutes, 15 seconds total screen time.
I think he was in 5.
The only reason I asked, I read that Hawkeye in the Avengers is in like 16 minutes of it.
This movie's still not over.
I mean, according to this, we still have 13 minutes left.
Of what?
That's what I'm saying.
They gotta set up Christmas Chronicles 3.
I guarantee you, Kate Hudson's going to come in.
She is. I'm getting a feeling. I'm going to check the IMDb. I won't say anything, but I want to check the IMDb cast list right now.
I mean, when Goldie Hawn came in it in the first one, Jeff, we all kind of liked it. We're like,
That
oh,
was
that's
cool.
cool.
It was
I didn't
really
know
cool.
they'd make another one, though. Let's just say that. It's like when your sister-in-law comes over for 5 minutes. You're like, oh, that's cool, but you didn't know she was going to stay the night.
Oh, we're back to the
Run the clock, Jeff.
We're
This is
over.
just
You want me to
adding
keep running
insult
it?
to injury now.
Now, that was only like 4 seconds.
But why are we going? And this kid, like, they're like loving him.
Well, he was the first elf.
So
He was the David Carr of the North Pole. Their first ever draft pick.
Tim Couch of the Browns whenever
Yeah.
they reinvented themselves.
Wow, they're just really having Tyrese sing like this whole time.
And I don't think you're supposed to wear like an undershirt on something that you see through on your shirt. I don't want to be the fashion police, but they're all singing to the Christmas star.
So it's still not Christmas.
I think we're like 2 days away.
Yeah, we got a couple shopping days left.
Oh, but they're saying Merry Christmas now. So
Still the last night of Hanukkah, I think.
let's let the Hanukkah have its show, you know.
Whew.
Boy, Chris Columbus. So here's the crazy thing: 11 minutes of credits on this bad bitch.
Christopher
Surely-
Columbus, honestly, is an American hero. Not only did he find the New World, he might have named it wrong, but he fucking directed Home Alone and this movie.
And the first Harry Potter.
Did he direct the first Christmas Chronicles?
He did Christmas Vacation.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Guys,
No.
that
You
was...
say what you want about his, political or his conquest, but he wrote a bunch of great Christmas movies when he's on the Mayflower coming over here.
Oh, that's a different guy.
Yeah, not quite the same. But guys, that was Christmas Chronicles Part 2. Any last thoughts? Geiger, we'll go to you first.
Fucking Aldous Snow, an atrocity, terrible film. It's not good at all. I'll never watch it again. It reminds me of a Christmas sequel just because it's not fucking very good.
It is a Christmas sequel, though.
I think he meant a Santa Claus sequel.
No, I'm saying it reminds me of any Christmas sequel I've ever seen. It's just not that good.
Okay. Horns, last thoughts.
So first off, I have to redact that Chris Columbus Christmas Vacation statement. He was not involved in that. John Hughes wrote it, though, which is maybe what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, this is, as far as commentaries that we've done, I think we're right at 100, 105 now. This one is probably towards the very bottom because it's not good and not in a like fun way. Like Chopping Mall is bad, but in a very, I know you'll disagree, but in a very entertaining way, I think. This one is just like a CGI fest that the real problem is it doesn't make me feel like the holidays. It just feels like a CGI overload that Netflix had on their production schedule as kind of a tentpole holiday film and had to get made. And the first one dwarfs it. And the first one's probably my every other year rotation. I'll never watch this again unless there's a gun to my head. And even then, I might just say, do it, pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. This is, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Guys,
Not
we've
good.
been
Where
the
am
Bro Force Squad podcast. You guys can check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Bro Force Squad. Leave us a comment. Leave us a review. We're on iTunes, Spotify, pretty much everywhere you get your podcast.
YouTube, we're definitely
there.
on
YouTube for sure on there. Remember, that's Bro Force Squad, 3 words.
And we're on your mom
Force
too.
Squad. Basically, just go to our website, www.broforcesquad.com, and check out all of our content we're putting out there. Till next time, happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. We will never, ever watch this again. For the other bros, we'll catch you next year.
You know, Pierce always sees it through, but I don't know how the fuck they saw through that second movie.
It's terrible.
That wasn't even a thing in this movie. I don't get it.
It was on the pocket knife, but, you know.
Okay, we made a cameo.